Welcome to Bigger Than You, the podcast to help you go from overwhelm, self-doubt and scarcity in your business to the calm, grounded and unshakably confident version of you that's going to bring your vision to life. You've got a mission and a purpose that's bigger than you and your limiting stories and beliefs. So let's get you out of your own way. I'm Jenna Holloway, your host and multi-award-winning intuitive hypnotherapist and mindset coach. Expect to hear game-changing perspective shifts on how to align your subconscious mind with your boldest goals, and will unlock the power of energetics, infusing it into every aspect of your life and business for maximum impact. Are you ready? Then let's dive in. Afternoon again. I was live just a minute ago and then my daughter came in and she's having a nap now. Context is my daughter isn't well and she was up in the night multiple times. Hey cat! So that means that I am so tired today, more tired than I've been in a long time. And so my work day is going to look different. I'm, of course, first of all, so grateful for the freedom that I have. I've just said to Tom that I couldn't imagine going and teaching a 5-period day feeling like this. But yeah, I asked myself what would be fun, because I've had my 2 calls for the day. I did have a massage booked in, but I was like, I am going to reschedule that if I can, because I will be asleep within the first 5 minutes and there's just no point in that, is there? So yeah, I just asked myself what would be fun, and I obviously could not choose not to work, but I actually love my work, and I've got a whole weekend ahead of me where I'm not going to be working. So I asked myself what would be fun, and it dropped in for me to come here and share a few things. I don't know what I'm going to share yet, so it's all going to be very intuitive. I think it is to do with, the mindset that you don't need to be on all the time, right? And what I mean by that is you don't need to be doing all the things that you think you need to be doing in order for you to hit the goals that you're working towards right now. When you are working from that belief that I have to work hard to achieve my goals, then it's very hard to have freedom as a value and live by that value if at the same time you believe that you have to work really hard to achieve what you want to achieve, right? So if you link hard work with achievement, it's very hard for you to slow down. It's very hard for you to let go. It's very hard for you to not worry when, shit hits the fan outside of your business, If you can't be putting in as many hours as you would like to, then you start worrying like, oh, I'm not doing all the things, I'm not going to achieve my goals. Or actually, we create the reality out here according to what we believe in here. So you could believe that the more I lean back and just trust that what I'm doing is always working, and the more you lean back and trust that you don't have to be all guns blazing all the time for it to work. Otherwise, if you're not, then it's all going to fall apart. That's just a very unhelpful belief system to be working from. And it's understandable. Most people have that belief system because we have been conditioned to believe that growing up, right? We've all had teachers say oh, if you don't work really, really hard, you're not going to amount to anything. Or parents have said that. And, it's just at us all the time growing up. We are not we are not taught about energy and how our frequency matters and how what we believe we literally create. We're not taught any of that. And so it makes sense that we're all striving for more, never happy with what we've got. So much gets in the way of us being able to slow down, celebrate ourselves, enjoy the journey, and just being able to relax into it, right? What would your business be like if you asked yourself the question, first and foremost, what would I do next if I put fun first? What would I do next if I knew I couldn't fail? Like if you led by putting yourself before your business, what changes would you make? I don't even know if anyone's here. Is anyone here? If you have any questions or anything to say, feel free to drop it down below in the comments. Yeah. What else? I think just like pause and recognize yourself and how far you've come. And like really truly recognize yourself. What are you proud of that you're actually not acknowledging right now? What are you just taking for granted? About yourself, I mean. Like, what skills and traits and things about you do you do naturally that you don't even recognize? You don't even appreciate, right? The more you can slow down and celebrate yourself and everything about your journey that's made you, this is quite deep, but everything that's made you the person that you are today, you can celebrate that more. And switch the inner dialogue, switch up the tone of that inner dialogue. How can you make that inner dialogue serve you more? Right? You literally create your own reality based on the thoughts that you think. So what thoughts aren't serving you right now? I had a revelation. Was it yesterday? Day before? This is random. Where did this come from? So I was on a call with somebody and they mentioned that they're actually psychic. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. It's not the first time that conversation has come up. It came up on a live recently as well. And I said, I don't think I said this yesterday, but on the live the other day I said it. I was like, I've literally got the word psychic on my vision board up there because that's something that I want to be, right? Something that I know I'm working towards right now. I call myself intuitive because I'm working towards psychic, but right now I feel that I'm intuitive. And I had a conversation, and I've heard this lots of times. People were nervous around claiming that they are psychic because of all the connotations that has. But actually, when we are nervous of showing who we truly are, we are holding ourselves back. It's a form of holding ourselves back, right? Because, and this, like, I'd love for you to reflect on what I'm saying here outside of the context of being psychic or not. Like, it could literally be any part of you that you are nervous about showing. Who are you when you're on your own? Who are you when you are with the person that you feel safe to be 100% yourself with? And how does that differ with how you show up online for your clients, for your community? What parts of you are you nervous about showing? And why? If we can get to the root cause of why you're holding that part back and get to a place where you feel safe to show that, you're not going to be blocking yourself, right? The very thing that you are nervous about showing is the thing that's going to make you attract more of what you want, right? Because who are you to decide that that part of you isn't good enough? It's something that you've experienced in the past where you've decided, probably based on something that somebody said, or how you were made to feel, or how you misunderstood a situation and were made to feel. The subconscious remembers everything, remember? How you were made to feel, or how you felt in the past at some moment in time, which you may not even remember now, but you've decided that that part of you wasn't good enough. So I'll say that question again. Who are you to decide that that part of you isn't good enough? Could you get out of your own way and just decide to fully love and accept every single part of you, and therefore make yourself available for other people, fully loving and accepting every single part of you? Because what we fear, whatever we fear, is literally standing in the way of what we want. Right? Our capacity to have what we want is diminished when there is fear taking up space. So when you can move through the thing that you are scared of, you expand your capacity. So back to the revelation that I had, I realised, like, I was hanging the washing out, and I realised, like, oh my goodness, Jenna, you're holding yourself back because you're telling yourself a story that you're not yet psychic. Right? So what this means is, whatever story you're telling yourself that you're not yet, my messaging isn't good enough yet. I'm not confident enough yet. I'm not ready to raise my prices. Right? That's the story you're telling yourself in your mind. You are perpetuating that reality. When you could literally decide to be ready. Decide to claim what you want now. Be it. And be unwavering about it. So I decided in that moment, the minute I realised, I was like, if I carry on saying that I'm not psychic yet, then I'm going to stay that way, right? Because my brain is looking for the evidence to confirm what I believe to be true. So I'm literally holding that possibility at arm's length. It's a very niche topic, but it literally applies to anything, right? So just decide. You're right where you need to be. It's working. If you've got a target in your business and we're at the 17th of the month and you're nowhere near, don't you dare start telling yourself a story that it's not going to happen this month. You need to be unwavering. You just need to trust that it's working, right? Hold the duality of it's working and every day I'm getting better. What did I even... Oh yeah, reminders and perspective. What else? Yeah, stop putting your true needs and happiness at arm's length. Stop capping what you think is possible for you now, right? If you've got like a big to-do list, and you're like, oh, there's no way I can fit that thing in for myself because I'm far too busy. How about you try? How about you put that thing that you want to do for yourself first? See what happens. Time is an illusion, right? When we tell ourselves we don't have time, guess what reality we create, right? We have all the time in the world when we live from that belief, right? That it's always working. Remember, you do not have to be at the steering wheel of your business the whole time. You just don't need to be, right? When you've got the belief system that it's always working, you can do fuck all in your business apart from go live because it feels good to. And stuff still works, right? Hang on a second. Amazon. I think I might end this here because I've said enough. Thanks for joining me. See you later. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Bigger Than You podcast with your host, Jenna Holloway. If this episode has been valuable to you, please share it with a friend or leave a review.